Hey, good morning, YouTube. I just thought I'd make a video about my modding process, just a little bit. In case you guys are curious, how do I pull off these mods? How do I come up with these things and make these unique items and stuff for all these different things that I've done throughout my life, motorcycles, cars, guns, boats, houses. I mod everything, and that's why I think of it as modding, because I'm modifying it. I'm taking something that exists and I'm altering it to suit my needs better than what I've got. And how do I get there? Well, my real secret behind all of this is what I think of as creative visualization. And it's probably the most powerful tool in my arsenal. Yeah, I've got a shop, and I've got probably hundreds, if not maybe thousands, of different hand tools out there stashed away, right? But it all starts up here, because I'll start tumbling it around in my head, and I don't know if I would call this a gift, because I really had to work pretty hard to develop it. I wasn't born with it, It wasn't like I was just born with a CAD program in my head, but I pretty much have a way of orienting all the parts of something in my mind. I can examine parts closely in my mind, and ID, OD of a tube, wall thickness, angles, how parts fit together. If I'm working on something, I can take something apart and kind of explode it, and I can tumble it around in my mind and see how all the parts are going to fit together, and if there's going to be conflicts here and there, and how to alter these things. And this process of visualizing with intense accuracy the item, it starts with observation. Obviously, I have to look at something that I'm thinking about making. That's why I call it modding, because a lot of my stuff, it isn't just something that just came out of the blue. I'm holding something in my hand, I'm looking at it, I'm like, how can I make this better? And I explode it, and I examine it mentally. A lot of times I'll do this as I'm falling asleep. I find that my mind works a lot better at the end of the day. I'm just laying there in bed, I'm drifting off, I'm trying to go to sleep, and I'll start thinking about some project that I want to do the next day. Last night I was thinking about how to make a wire stock on my own. Wire stocks are expensive. You can spend like $70 to get a little wire stock for a $56 Crosman pistol, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Just like all my other mods. I mean, if I were to try and buy all the things that I did to this gun, this would be a $200 gun from the Crosman Custom Shop or something. But instead, I've been thinking about, what can I do? And I suggest that you guys try that too. It's something that I think a lot of people have as a latent talent, but they just haven't really had to develop it, because they just take things as they are, or they pay somebody else to make them the way they want. And they may have a good idea of what they want, but they don't really have a way of seeing how all the parts fit together. And that's where my mind may be a little different than some people's, is because I can really, in great detail, break things down and see how they're supposed to fit, and alter things and see what that would do. And so I would say the secret to modding would be the ability to visualize and be creative with your visualization, and alter it and change it and move it around and think about it. 3D orientation, being able to think of things as three-dimensional objects that could be upside down, sideways, backwards, however you want to rotate it in your mind, and see all the different ways that something could be done. Even if it was a house or a boat or a car, think about the overall look. Think about how you're going to get there step by step. All these little things were really something that kind of increased my capacity as I started off small with little things, and then I moved on to more and more complicated things. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Now I'm going to go down to the shop and make a wire stock for my 2240, and I'll show that to you later.